her aunt, and I worked together. And Noreen, she knew that I had a lot of health issues. I had pain from fibromyalgia type symptoms, pain from the neck down. But I was also tired. I had IBS. And she kept telling me about these products. So we all begin with a product, right? But I just want to say about persistence is really important because she persisted for over a year. And I am so thankful that she did. But the first meeting that I went to, I heard Nana talk about, would $100 make a difference? Would $500 make a difference? Like $1,000? And it was like, wow, yeah, I have been a single mom, and $500 a month would make a huge difference to me, for sure. One of the things is I really wanted to help my children with their education, and having been a single mom, I didn't have anything saved. So I realized, God's given me lots of opportunities in life that I just bypassed, and when this came on, I thought, no, I've got to grab it. It's just made such an incredible difference for our lives. I think with a lot of travel, we don't have just members or promoters on our team, or even across all of Canada and the US, we have friends, and so it's been very enriching. As I said, lots of travel. And I just, this morning there was a gentleman for 2 years, over 2 years, I met him at an event, and I have been gently inviting him, persistently inviting him to things, and he's a transcontinental driver. So he's really only available on weekends, and which are very valuable time for him. But he was going to come to me, and this morning he wrote to me and said, "Sorry, I can't make it. I have to drive water to some hurricane victims," and I imagine it's probably across Canada, the east side. And he said, I know it's important for you to make a sale, but this is very important. And I said to him, that is number one, is to help those victims, right, the hurricane. But I said, I'm not trying to make a sale. I'm just trying to educate and share what these products can do, what this business can do. I just want to educate, share that, and then it's up to you. And his response was, amen. So, I think that got the message across. We're not just, like you said, Josh, we're not salespeople. We just care, and we just want to share. And so that's
Thank you.
about it.
No? Okay. Joan and Winston? You said it all, eh, Mike? You said it all? Thank you.
Everyone. My name is Joan Winston. I was introduced to Neolife 23 years
Closer,
ago.
Joan.
Can't hear you. I was introduced to Neolife 23 years ago. At that time, I wasn't looking for a business. I was just finishing treatments for breast cancer.
No, we need the mic for the video.
I was introduced 23 years ago. At that time, I wasn't looking for a business. I had just finished treatment for breast cancer, and I was looking for something to boost my energy level, my immune system. And that's when I met Mary Ellen at a friend's house, and she shared her son's story with me. I agreed to meet with her, and everything made sense. So I started on a program, and within a few weeks, I felt a huge difference in my energy level. I used to go to bed tired, wake up tired. And I feel better today at 63 than I did in my 30s. So with this newfound energy, I started sharing friends and family. And before you know it, it evolved into a small business. I started getting checks, and I figured, if I shared with more people, maybe my checks would get bigger. and that's how my business started. Now, mind you, I was involved with network marketing about 38 years ago. And I loved the concept at that time. I liked the residual income. But I didn't like the way the company did business, so I had left, I forgot about that. So it just organically fell into my lap, and it's the best thing that ever happened to us. So one of the big things with my business is that in 2010, I was able to take early retirement from my nursing job at the hospital. It was getting really stressful, and it's so great to have that option. Without Neolife, you wouldn't have that option. I'd be working there for another 10 years. And that would have shortened my lifespan for sure. So that's one of the big benefits of Neolife. We love to travel. we're just so grateful to belong to the New Life family, and just being able to help people. And being in the medical field, I was always, always fixing problems, but now we can teach people with the education and the products to be proactive with their health. So that's, because I also have my husband who's running. He's been running, doing half marathons for the last 10 years, and his time was getting better, even as he was getting older. So I'm so grateful for this New Life business, and thank you for allowing me to share my story.
Awesome, thank you.
I guess the husbands are not speaking today. Hey, it's up to the girls. All right, my name is Ada, and I'm a personal trainer, wellness coach. Back in 2012, I would have been 44 years old. And I was starting to feel, more tired, less energy. And I thought, okay, once you hit 40, it's downhill from there. And so I thought that was in my head. And I was looking for something also to spike my energy, maybe sleep better. I was doing a lot of physical work because I transitioned from the corporate world, which I've been for 15 years, into full-time fitness. So I was noticing I was beating my body a bit more. And I went to a health show. I met Mary Ellen, who introduced me to Pro Vitality, and my whole life has changed. My family's health. Paulo used to suffer from chronic fatigue.
Yes, I did.
You can talk, Paulo. We'll give you the mic.
Chronic fatigue. We just thought it was shift work. We just thought, he'd fall asleep on the couch every night and miss dinner and all that. But anyways, after a month, I started feeling really, really, really good, energetic, more, better sleep. I would go to bed tired, but then I would wake up refreshed, and that was a big difference. Mary Ellen approached me, persistent, how did you put it? Kindly persistent? I think it was kindly persistent. And she said, why don't you look into it as a business, because it would go really well with your personal training, fitness business. And I said, nope, I want nothing to do with selling. I want nothing to do with this business. I just want to be healthy, and I want to share with my family. So she persisted, and I'm so thankful because it has changed our lives. My mom is no longer on diabetes medication. She's no longer on heart medication, which makes me so happy. She's no longer on other medications, and she's 76. We've also been able to help my sister, who's at the back there. You'll meet her. She's on the poster there with her story. So it's just been win-win. We have helped so many people, including ourselves. Plus, we have built a business which we had no clue we could. So I absolutely urge you to stay, if you can, today in the afternoon, because you will learn how this business can change your life.
Awesome.
Really, really change your life. And you can actually change more lives as well. Okay?
Paolo, yeah, we want to hear from Paolo. Yeah.
She pretty much said everything there. Just to update on my physical condition before New Life. I had chronic fatigue syndrome, I guess, but I never went to the doctor for it. I would just come home from work, shift work. To make a long story short, I'd lay on the couch, turn the TV on, and I'd wake up 3 or 4 hours later, not knowing what time of day it was, whether I had to go to work or not. My kids, I'd sit at the dining room table eating, and I'm ready to go to bed. I'd wake up in the morning, typical alarm clock, hit the snooze button 4, 5, 6, 8 times. I'd get the elbow from her, come on, you got to go to work, and it would take me forever just to get out of bed. You just sort of kind of creep. I needed one of those electric beds, like this sort of bounce you out of bed. But anyways, go to work, and it was just a steady decline in health, and it wasn't, and I was skeptical, and she bumped me in the back, and I go, you're crazy, I'm not taking nothing. And then once I noticed, I had like an aha moment, and I started feeling better, and then once the CoQ10 came out, I put that in together with it daily, 2 a day, and I feel greater now. I'm 51, and when I was in my mid-40s, I thought that was it, game over, right? Hang up, and that's it. And that's it. And it's true.
And business, you see
the business is great. Yeah, fantastic, right? Like, freedom. There's no real boss. You do what you want, and it works. And it works. You just gotta have the heart and believe in the product. It's the best product. The product is a gift. Travel, yes, travel. Been to many places already. Never thought I'd be, and highly recommend it for anybody.
Awesome.
And you fall down 7 times, you get up 8. Come on.
Well, my name is Mary Ellen Vandenbrink, and my husband, Henry, and myself, we were actually introduced to Neolife almost 25 years ago. And the reason we got started, which, like many people here, my younger son had a lot of respiratory problems, eczema, like he was sick all the time. And I was, a concerned mom, so, every time I took him to the doctor, it was, here's another inhaler. And one day, we went to a coworker's house, Henry's, and this lady was always tired and sick, and I just thought it was because she had 3 small kids, and she was glowing in health. So I said to her, what are you doing different? And that's when she told me about Neolife. And of course, the first thing I said is, what makes this different? And she said, all I know, it's been around since 1958, it's made from whole foods, and I'm not sick and tired anymore. So I said, give me some more information. I got my son started. Within 6 months, his health completely turned around. And actually today he's a firefighter, if you can believe, going from severe respiratory issues. My older son had no health issues, but it helped him focus better in school. I used to have migraines, got rid of the migraines. Took me a little while, but I eventually convinced Henry to try the products. And the nice thing is isn't it nice to retire and not be on all those medications or be in all that metabolic health issue that everyone's facing these days? And in Henry's profession, everyone is in that, because of the stressful job and stuff like that. So at the time I was working as a law clerk, wasn't looking for a business. I never thought of myself as a business person. I was very shy. But, I just started sharing a story, like you share a good book or a restaurant. And I started sharing my family story, and people started getting started, and it just took off from there. And I remember sitting beside Joan at a jewelry party, and all I did is tell her David's story, right? And in fact, I knew very little about nutrition at the time, sort of thing. But the great thing is the education in Neolife is fabulous, right? And now with the videos and everything, it's so much easier to share. And because of that, not only is our family growing up healthy, but we're able to travel with our family, take them places we never would have been able to afford to do. And it's great when you have a home business too, because your kids, they grow up and they learn how to set goals and to do things, and it's a very healthy environment for children to grow up in. So I'm so thankful that I heard about Neolife, and it's so nice to have my team up here at Joan and see them not only have health changes, but also to have such a better quality of life, to live the life you want to live, not the life you have to live. So
that's right.
Henry?
Only a few, okay? And you know what? It's like a family, too. When you start traveling, we travel with Joan and Winston and Adam and Paulo and Mike and Cindy, even they're not in our team, but we're great friends, and which makes it really fun to travel. When we first got started, as Mary Ellen said, I was not into this at all. And I didn't really, it was always her business. And when I saw the checks go bigger, I said, okay, maybe it's our business. And when they're really big, they're my business, right? But all kidding aside, when I really noticed that Mary Ellen had saved money, and I didn't really keep count of all the money and everything like that, but when our kids turned 16 and 18 years old, so I'm going to say about 16 years ago, 18 or 14 years ago, Mary Ellen and I, that was part of my business now, we took our kids to Europe, 3 weeks, and they ate their way through Europe. We went to 4 different countries, and literally, we had the time of our lives. Our kids do, they still talk about it. They're 35 and 37, and what a great way to get really introduced to it. And that was just money Mary Ellen had saved on the side, just with the Neolife business, which was not cheap. All that aside, I've been always in the background over the last 25, 26 years that we've been involved, and I've watched everything. I know everything that's going on, but I've never really got out there. And this is such a great business opportunity because you can join anytime, and you can get in anytime. Like, I've always been in the background, but we were fortunate in February to go out to San Francisco, to the Bay Area, or Leadership School, and in the Napa Valley. And I saw a bigger picture. I spent a lot of time with Josh and his family, and Jerry and everybody. And I was seeing all the people there of all walks of life, and I said, you know what are you doing? Go out and just share it. And that's what I've been doing the last little bit, is just sharing it. And I think this business, you can join anytime. Even though everyone knew me, they all knew me to be Mary Ellen, hiding behind Mary Ellen. And I'm out here now, and I have no problem. And I encourage everyone to do the same.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's never too late.
Woo! Thank you.
Do I have to use the mic? Or
You go ahead. No, mic is good.
You're loud.
You're loud enough.
I've always been told I got a radio voice, so I don't know. But it feels great to be here in Canada. You know, I feel right at home in Canada here. Matter of fact, turn to the person beside you, shake their hand, and say, you got the power to change your life. You know,
Got the power to change your life.
I feel at home here in Canada. I grew up as a...
You might need the mic. Sorry.
There we go. There you go.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
You know, I feel right at home here in Canada. I grew up right across the border in Buffalo, New York. And many years, 40, 45 years ago, I've always come to Canada as a young man. And a lot of things impressed me about Canada. One was, I was a young guy in that mall. It was a big mall on Yonge Street years ago. It's still there.
In center.
And I said, wow. You can buy, they got real cars and everything, you know. And being a young guy, that stuff, you know, excites you, you know. And then every year we would come in the summertime. It was a place called Crystal Beach, amusement park. And you go on that. Some of y'all old school might remember that. It's still there. And so many fond memories. But going forward, you all promise to keep a secret? My president is crazy. I need to talk to somebody how to get a dual citizenship or something. Now, don't tell him I'm talking about him. Because when I go across that border, he might have me arrested for exercising my freedom of speech. So, get back.
Delbert, you're being videotaped. Are you okay if I share this? I won't send it to him.
Don't send it to him. But it's great being here in Canada. You know, I got involved, like Josh says, 33 years ago. Half my life. I'll be 70 years old in 3 years, if God is willing. And I got involved. I didn't know what I was doing. The main reason I got involved, my father had a chronic disease called kidneys. We lost my father at 48 years old. Left 9 kids. My mother never worked until my father died because her job was to raise the kids. You know, that's how, you know. And she had to go out in late life and get a job. So when I learned about neo-life, I didn't know you could make money because it was new to me. I'm 33 years old. I wanted to be healthy. You know what I'm talking about? How many of y'all just want to be healthy? And I got involved really just to use the product because not only I lost my dad, I had family members who died of strokes and heart attacks. But once I got involved with neo-life, I started to see the big picture. You know what I'm talking about? I thought I could make some money too. But the first thing I did, I became my best customer. And that's why I believe I have no ailments, no high blood pressure, no medication, nothing. And I'll be 70 years old in 3 years. It's because of these products. I'm more energetic, more healthier than I felt in all my life. Then once I realized I could make money, because at the time, my wife was chief of OB anesthesia at Grady Hospital in Atlanta. And I worked I was a painting subcontractor, but I also had a job at a hotel called the Army Hotel. Because, you know, when you work for yourself, you need benefits. You need benefits. So I stayed, and that's how we started at the Army Hotel with all our meetings and the displays like you do here, right? And so I decided I was going to make neo-life a part-time career. Because I've heard where people can really succeed well in this industry. Now, 33 years ago, I wouldn't say 2 or 3 words in front of a room. I was a very shy guy. I'm shy now, but when you feeling this good and making this kind of money, you just talk. You know, not just talk. You know, I'd be a fool not to talk, you know? And it's really been a really true blessing. I remember my first convention I went to in California, and that was the first time I'd ever been to California in my life. And that's why I saw the big picture. That's why it's so important, folks, go to your convention to see the big picture. You haven't saw the big picture yet. You know, I remember when we would have our people come from the company, I would watch everything they would do. I would take notes. I would go to every training. That's why it's important to stay for this training tonight if you're serious. you're going to learn so much. You know, it's allowed my wife and I. After my year and a half with Neil Life, I quit my subcontracting job. I quit the job at the hotel, and my wife was still working. That didn't go well. Because when she had to get up at 4 in the morning to go to the hospital, she wanted me to drive her. I said, I'm retired, I can't. 6 months later, she gave away anesthesia, quit her job at the hospital. So for the last 33 years, we've been full-time. This is all we've done. And Neil Life has been such a blessing to us. It's taken us to so many places around the world, to Germany, England, the Netherlands, Africa, I had to all around, and got friends and business partners all around the world, and it's been such a blessing, you know, because of this opportunity. And I'm not trying to brag the things I'm going to say, because I give God all the glory. I give him all the glory. It's because of my works, but it's the glory. You know, I told Josh last night, I worked in a hotel, and because of me believing in Neil Life, willing to roll up my sleeves and go to work, not just to help myself, but to help others. Because it's not about you, it's about your team. It's great, it's helping your people. You know, you put people first, and you'll get what you want. But because of how God has blessed us, for me working in a hotel, to now having a second home on top of the most famous hotels in the world, and a mansion on a golf course, and we all started by paying $49. It started with $49 in a dream.
US, $49.
You get a talk. $49, it changed our lives. In the blessings of God. We and George Clark, I've been knowing him since like he said, didn't have no teeth. When he was a young guy, you know, now he got real teeth. He's smiling. He came in as a distributor, like many of us did. He decided to get on the corporate side because he wanted to take this to another level. And we're so blessed to have Josh Clark. Give Josh a round of applause. At one time, my wife and I were semi-retired, but now they done motivated me, got me back out here on the road again because, you know, we're a family here, you know. And people say, Delmar, when are you going to retire? How can you leave your family? We got people still dreaming, want to reach those goals and you feel me? Yeah. And that's what it's all about, folks. But I'm ready for another 30 years with Neil Life, and we're going to everybody in Arizona next year. Put it on the calendar. Let's go. Let's do it, Neil Life. Thank you, and God bless you all. And don't tell Trump.